like delusional, that's saying that the revolution 47 years ago was based on the ideology of the Safavi
Modern can't even say
that's
Safavi. He says
the ideology. Safavid, yeah. Anyway, but the core ideology of the Islamic which actually hijacked the revolution 48 years ago, is just simply be the enemy of the West and just say that, okay, Israel should, they say they want to spread their, exactly, they just, is to be against Israel and spread the Shia Muslim, whatever shit it is, to the whole region. And then that's why the Wali Faqih, who is the supreme leader, is calling himself the king of all Shia Muslim, kind of, but in a Islamic words, Wali Faqih of all Shia people. So that's the core ideology of the Islamic regime. And the other thing is that they always talk about put the Shia nation first, and that's why whatever the income of the country was from selling oil or from whatever it was, the whole budget was going towards the proxies, toward advertising the Islam, toward IRGC, and so on. But nothing for people of Iran. That's why we've been under the suppression of this regime which occupied our country and hold Iranian people as hostages for 47 years. And now that we have a common interest with the US and Israel, we are with them, we support this one, and when the D-Day comes, we'll come to the streets and we will topple this regime. That's something.
Do you think that as a result of this war, that's likely going to happen?
I believe so, yeah. Because to be honest with you, for Israel and US, especially Israel, without that happening, first of all, the Islamic regime is wounded. It's going to be worse than before. So they definitely gonna go after, even if they were not going after atomic bomb, they will after this. And secondly, they want to finish the job. So it is in their interest because most of the Iranian people, the majority of Iranian people right now want to be friends with the West, allied with the West, not the enemy of the West. Okay.
I know all that, but
yeah.
How do you think they can actually? So they have guns, people don't, and they have no problem slaughtering tens of thousands of the Iranian people. How do you stop that from happening?
Well, I believe that that's why I said when the D-Day comes. So at the moment, the U.S. and Israel is balancing the power between the people and the IRGC. They attacking the military bases, the message bases, the IRGC bases, and also they have their air in Iran. So when the D-Day comes, people with the drones on the sky. That's how I believe it's going to happen.
There is an important.
I'm pessimistic.
There's an important point to make here, which is that there was a specific event which occurred over the last few days, which is there were drone strikes with small drones on like checkpoints in Iran.
Checkpoints,
Yeah, which means that you can have a kind of a boots on the ground impact without actually having boots on the ground. Anytime these guys come out in public and try and control anything, they're going to get drone strikes, right? So
Exactly.
it's going to happen over and over and over again. We're not talking about one of these drones that's like high up in the sky, dropping a missile or providing ISR. This is a suicide drone, right?
No, no, it's not
And that is a profound shift. That is a
Can I
profound
shed
shift in
some light
warfare.
on what you're talking about? Just the
Sure.
logistics. The way it's working out is first the so-called the riot police, the barracks or the riot police, the security forces, the repression forces, they have literally obliterated the barracks and their safe houses. So the whole system they had to all this security forces had to take refuge in the streets, literally in the alleys and back alleys of Tehran. Plus, they've started putting up checkpoints all across the big cities. Drones are targeting all these checkpoints, but there's a limitation. First, no, checkpoints are literally checkpoints like I don't know where. Yeah, it's like checkpoints. Like whether in US you see immigration checkpoints or drink driving checkpoints. It's literally like coning off.
And the U.S. and Israel are just setting the stage for them to do their part.
The only problem with this
Hold on. The question is, are the Iranian people ready to do
Yes.
their part?
follow.
The short answer is yes.
It's a good question, and it's
And even in a simple clubhouse room, there's 10 Iranians. There's 3 Iranians attacking 3 Iranians, and then there's 3 Iranians that are sitting back watching them get attacked. And then once they're done getting beat up, they sit back and say, I don't support none of them. I think there's and listen, we have that same problem even in Israel with Jews. But I think you guys have it bigger. There's a big divide. I don't, and it's good. Yeah, you're right. And so it is going to be bigger, but it's a little concerning. And I think the problem is when people are expressing their concern, it's not because they're against the Iranian people. It's because they're for the Iranian people that they want it so bad that they're frustrated and they're like Rich, the guy. Of course, he's saying pussies and this and that. He's not against the Iranian people. He's for the Iranian people, but he's like, fuck, I want to see it happen now. So he's frustrated, right? So people are taking it the wrong way, and they're like, fuck you, cunt, fuck you, da 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 da. And then you have like the other guy that was in here earlier, Ali, with the long hair. He was against everybody. Everybody was against him. Then there was somebody else. There's just so much divide. But the true question is, if you guys jump away and say,
look, right. This whole big curriculum on this opinion is that's one thing. So had the 12th day war when Israel attacked us, that was right. And also because of the shock, people. Oh yeah, it was a surprise to be honest. Okay. Yeah, let's just go. Yeah. Maybe can you go with Americans and then argue with them? Okay. So for Iranians it was a surprise. The shock of that, and then the people left the city. So at least Tehran, I can speak for where I come from. So the population literally ran away. This time around is different. They're not leaving Tehran. Not you, BB, but the real BB and Trump have told the population, stay at home, keep put, we'll tell you when to come out. And people are actually following that. So something
Yeah,
that,
and also
I'm sorry.
guys know, these individuals are fucking probably one of the most aggressive, dominating Marines that the United States Armed Services.
Just for the room,
hold on.
is the ex military. I don't know which division it was. Would be a Marine. Yeah, so he's an ex-Marine. So when he
What's a Marine over my guy? Put it this way, so the Marines that are en route, almost a majority of them, I would say at least 80% of them on all combat have been in combat. So the Marines coming are probably one of the most diabolical Marines that the Iranian military. Why do you think they come in?
That's what I want to know. What's your professional opinion? How many of them?
5,000, I think.
it seems that
Well,
the car
hold on. I'm going to answer real quick. Just so you guys know, ground forces have already been shooting artillery rounds into Iran. The Marine Corps and the Army. If you guys see Rashad talk about artillery, he will go into his tizzle. But they've been doing this from day one. Ground forces, it's hard to tell. But, you never know with Trump. But, all right, Alex, go ahead. So,
no, that's no problem.
Shooting artillery into Iran where? Step.
Well, in Iraq.
No. You're saying from Iraq into Iran. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they're coming from the land.
That's what public information gave
So
us.
that shoots my theory, because I thought with taking out the military bases at the main Iranian oil terminal, where almost 90% of Iranian oil is exported, I thought they want to take that terminal out. It's an island. It's literally an island. So I thought they want to take over that island to stop the Iranian oil exports. But
they're definitely going to do that.
I don't think that's gonna work, Alex, because if they do, the regime gonna bomb the island like shits.
Don't say that. If Iran loses that island, the whole 90 million nation is screwed for a long time.
Do you think do you think the regime cares about that?
I've seen so many things from these people. I don't know what is beyond them, but I hope that doesn't happen.
Believe me, I know, but the ideology is that they call it like barren land, something like that. Yeah, exactly. So the ideology is that if we are not going to be here, we're going to give you a barren land. So if US take that island and they think that they're going to topple, for sure they're going to bomb.
If they have the capability to shoot.
They do for short ranges. They do. We know that. You don't think we don't have ancient warthogs that would just basically put it between every one of those missile launchers? I'm gonna 8-10 warthog. Watch the capability.
Stephanie, what's the maximum range for artillery?
We used to call them in, if you do it with stationary howitzers, I think we should call them in at 10 miles.
So, well, the estimate that's been going around is 5,000.
No, look.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
Dan gets your point. Iranians are not the Iranian whole defense doctrine and everything.
They don't have
the only arsenal, the whole arsenal they have is based on missiles and drones only. So the
Yeah.
artillery and stuff is all out. It's all about Iranian missiles and drones. And I think the Strait of Hormuz, what is being now kind of being under dispute, that's the one. So Iranians don't have navy anymore. But I really don't think they can even mine the
Yeah.
strait.
No, they
But
can't. The only thing they can do is launch drones. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the only thing they can do is launch drones. The missiles aren't so great for launching at ships because the ships are moving. But the drones are, right? Because you can guide them the whole way. I don't, because the regime doesn't have satellite targeting, it's not like you can satellite target it to a ship. Right? They do?
And talking about Steffi, I don't know. I'm not a military person, so I'm putting the question to you. Can't missiles attack ships? Because I thought these missiles can kind of change path according to the ship's path or something.
I don't think they have the capability to have. I don't know if Iran has the capability.
Let's just assume that Iranian missiles are up to date on every case.
After 13 days, I don't think they have the ability on inventory, sir.
Well, after 13 days, the damn Strait of Hormuz is in trouble. I'm in the market, and that's what we're seeing. I'm telling you, Iranians have nothing. The only thing they have missiles, but
I'm gonna put it this way, Alex. I'm gonna put it for you and Evan. Uncle Sam will come up with some off the wall shit of defense and offensive capability.
Yes, missiles can hit commercial ships that are moving with radar guidance, infrared heat tracking, GPS, satellite thermal guidance. There's a bunch of different type of ones. Now, we don't know if Iran has these capabilities, but this is the technology that you can hit moving targets with. How do you think that they hit moving targets in the air when they're flying? I mean, it's the same concept, right? So
Iran has that kind of capability. Let's just assume it might not be the most cutting edge, but almost every practical capability of a missile.
Well, the drones don't use satellite targeting. The drones use curvature of the Earth. They use maps.
As I said,
So
experts. So whatever the technology is available to other countries, let's not just go too far. The main technology, Iranian missiles and drones are up to date on the main technology, which I'm not.
If you're shooting at unarmed ships that act assigned for combat zone or combated by most lowest grade missile or even a drone or even a javelin if they're at the right distance. I'm just saying, if you're talking a merchant ship, they're built for
That was
just so you know.
And that's what I think different.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Anybody else have questions?
Actually, I wanted to know your opinion about the Marines.
I don't know. I'm not in the military no more, but I mean, look at this. It's a contingency, see what, freaking, maybe you gotta think about this too. Maybe it's just, we do got Gulf bases, maybe someone's deployment, maybe they're relieving the personnel at different bases from Jordan, from Kuwait. You just don't know. I mean, it's a broad observation that they say Marines, but I'm just saying, you're getting one of the best war fighters and best war fighters you'll ever see in your lifetime. There's a reason why we call them chesties. Because they come from Chesty Puller. That's a Chesty Pullers battalion.
Maybe. So where are the Marines exactly going? Are they coming on the Iranian borders or going to different bases in the Middle East?
You did.
I haven't read it. You're the breaking news man.
It said 5,000 troops, 5,000 U.S. Marines. It says it right there. Heading to the Middle East. Scroll up. U.S. military sends Marines and more warships to the Middle East. Reports say.
I don't know. I keep on thinking that they want to take over that Clark Island stuff because they want to, because they can't bomb it because it's a critical infrastructure for future of Europe.
I'm just telling you, if they're coming, from what I read on the report, they're coming from Japan. That's where Chelsea's. That's usually the 1 through 8 come from, and those are some of the baddest motherfuckers. So God forbid, they ought to be used, but whoever the opposition is, you better hope your Call of Duty training fucking passed.
Just for your FYI, so the Iraqi border with Iraq is a pretty large border. It spans the middle of Iran all the way to the south. So when they come to enter the Gulf or the borders of Iran, where the island is, where this terminal is, all the way up to the Kurdistan region. So it's a pretty large border. So it depends on if they want to go the land border or they want to go all the way down and enter from the the sea border. So it's up to them. So the options are limited.
The United States is unlimited on how they're going to deploy, or if they choose to deploy. We got to realize, we don't need beaches. We don't need, solid terrain. We adapt, we overcome, and we can insert how we feel would be the best way. So I can't tell you how they're gonna do it, if they're gonna do it. I'm just gonna tell you, freaking, if that decision is to be made, it's gonna be dilated very precisely, and if it happens, like I said, if the Iranian military think they're playing Call of Duty, they better. They better learn something real quick. Go watch John Wick movies, for whatever they got to do. But,
what I really meant is when you pinpointed Iraq as a destination or whatever, Iraq could be Iranian land borders, it could be Iranian waters. So what?
Marines specialized as amphibious assault, and the Marine Corps also has specialized in paratroops as well. It's not just the Army.
Good. I was trying to explain that both options are open whether they want to go upland for whatever mission.
America makes the options. That's what I'm trying to let you know. I'm trying to learn you something, Alex. When it comes to campaigning and warfare, America, if they see a problem, no matter the landmass, no matter the mountain ranges,
I mean, I remember before Afghanistan, CNN, some news personnel, Fox News, C-SPAN, freaking, Washington Post, they said, the Afghanistan mountains would cause issues with logistics, and yet we own that fucking state, that country, all the way up till we left.
Look, no one's disputing America
So,
is the greatest place on the earth as we speak.
I'm not trying to sound like egotistic. I'm not trying to who has a bigger dick in the game. I'm not. I'm just saying, based on what you're asking me. Okay, cool. What you're asking me is what I'm trying to tell you is when it comes to options and choices, the military will overcome